right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. This time we have our first international guest all the way from the United States of America. Modjinah is her name. Am I saying it right?
You said it right, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to call you Mo for the purpose of this interview.
That works.
But before we get started, Leonie and I have something small to give to you just to say thank you for being our first international guest and stuff. Leonie, please. Leonie is the person behind the camera.
Y'all gonna make me blush.
Yeah, you know, we just wanted to.
And I love flowers.
Yeah, you know, something small.
Y'all gonna make me blush.
Yeah, let me.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Shout out to us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So on behalf of the viewers, myself, just thank you for being here, you know.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for having me.
I can put that there. You want to focus it the whole time? Okay.
Rudy, you're gonna be trouble, eh?
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so once again, thank you so much. You know, it's been an amazing journey for us, but it's not about us, it's about you. And usually when I have people on, they local people, and my viewers know most, if not all of them.
Yeah.
This time around, you're very new to our channel and what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take you back to the very beginning, your childhood, where you were born, and
Nice.
how you ended up being here in South Africa. So
Cool.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Modjinah. Everyone calls me Mo. I have parents who were both born in Haiti. I was born in Montreal, Canada. Moved from Canada when I was 4, and then moved to America. I went to Florida, South Florida, Miami,
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale area. It's not as hype as people make it seem.
Yeah, I was going to ask that later on, but yeah, let's go on.
It's not as hype as people make it seem. And then after leaving, I was there for a while, did school there, primary school, secondary school, and then left home when I was 16. So
Yeah, you kids are fast in America. He's 16, I'm still home, chilling.
I wish I
you know what I'm
was.
saying?
If I could go back in time, trust me, I would have stayed home with free bills, free food,
Shout out to mom and
and
dad.
no stress. Okay,
Yeah,
Mama,
yeah.
take me back, please. Take me back. And then I went off to college. Went to college in Tallahassee. Studied public relations. After college, moved to Tampa.
That's Florida, right?
Yeah, Tampa, Florida. And then after Tampa, Florida, now I'm actually back home. I'm actually back in Miami.
Okay, and how has life been in Miami? Like, how has it been for you? You know, growing up, not necessarily growing up there, but living there, the everyday life. How is it compared to maybe what you've seen here in Johannesburg? Is it as hyped as it is in the movies and stuff?
No, it is not. I don't think it's as hype as they make it seem in the movies. Is it fun? Yes. Are there things to do there? Yes. But when you live there and when you're a tourist, it's two different vibes, you know? Like, I can go as a tourist somewhere and I will do things just like here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a tourist, I make my tourists do things that everyday people living here wouldn't do.
That's true.
Like, you're not going to go to Lion Park Safari every day.
I've
You're
never
not gonna
even
go.
been to the land.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I live in Johannesburg, but I couldn't care less. I'm sorry. Like, animals, I love animals from afar, so
You don't want to, like, have them play on you and jump on you and stuff?
if I ever go to the Lion Park, I need to be in those caged vehicles just in case they want to
come and jump out
come
at you.
through. You know, I'm really good, so maybe one day, but not
Okay,
right
so
now.
how about I take you with my next group? Let's hold them to it, y'all. Let's hold them to it.
Leonie, if Leonie goes, perhaps I will
She's
go.
coming.
Leonie, are you coming?
Two?
The Lion Park.
Yes.
See? Duh.
Okay.
My name is Leonie.
How about we
Lion.
do this? How about we have one of our viewers come? Like we have like
With
a little
you.
raffle thing.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, you heard it here first.
I think that's a great
You're
idea.
gonna work on that. All right, cool. So now tell us about life in Canada, or if you can remember, and the early parts of your life. How did you end up doing what you're doing now, which we're gonna uncover?
So I come from parents who are immigrants. So I came from parents who, off bat, have seen the world. You know, they already weren't from America. Then they went to Canada to give their children a better opportunity. So my mother raised all of her siblings. She put all of them through school.
How many are you guys?
There are, on my mother's side, is 7 of them. So she put all of them through school, made sure they finished grade school, made sure they went off to college. Everyone got a degree. Education is really important in my family. So growing up, I always grew up with that notion of education. However, with also having international parents,
Yeah.
I grew up with international experience and not experience, and what's the word? Exposure. International exposure is really important because books can teach you one thing and life experiences can teach you
I
something
agree
different.
100%. Yeah.
You know? So that's how I grew to love traveling because I grew up in a household where traveling was important, even as children.
Oh, that's
so,
amazing. So
like,
it basically set the tone for what you are doing.
Exactly. So even for my high school graduation, Most kids were getting cars, most kids were getting money and all this other stuff. My mom got me a trip to China. Like, so she already knew from the beginning that traveling was something I've always loved to do. I always loved reading about African history and African American history and just world history in general. So she knew sending me to China was going to do more for my life than any material object she could have given me.
And how was the China trip? Was that the first time you had gone outside North America?
No, it was not the first time I had been out of the country, so I've been to Haiti and things like that. So China was interesting because they weren't used to seeing people that look like us.
Yeah, I see that often.
It was to the point where they would come up to me like this.
To see what's going on.
Trying to rub off the color of my skin. And I'm like, dude, like personal space?
Yeah,
and they don't know what personal space is there, you know? But it was a life-changing experience. It's what started my love for traveling. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, it spiraled. I studied abroad and I did everything else afterwards.
Cool. And just to go back again to Haiti, I remember growing up, there was a huge thing that happened in Haiti. If you know, you know. I want to know, how did that affect you and your family? Did you have family? Yeah, did you have family there? How was that period like? Because from
tough.
South Africa, it was a bit like, wow, okay, that's crazy up there, you know?
Yeah.
So how was that for you guys?
It was tough. Like, it was a period where I don't think there's not a Haitian in the world who to this day can't say they're still feeling the effects of it somehow. Even though our family, thank God, wasn't directly affected because of the areas that we were in, we had family friends who lost children, family friends who lost mothers and wives and husbands. So it changed our lives because it came to a point where we had to take a lot of people in. Mm-hmm. So almost all of my family at some point took someone in because of the disaster, and they were displaced in their homes. Yeah. So even to this day, like, it was tough. We just not celebrated, but we just commemorated the anniversary. And even like now, you still feel it, you know. The support that we received from the world was
that was amazing. I remember
overwhelming. Like, in my lifetime, I've never seen people of all colors be able to come together for the good of small little Haiti, you know?
All right. I see that Haiti has a huge impact or imprint in your heart. Yeah. So now bringing it to today, we're actually here because you're part of something called Motherland Connect. Mm-hmm. So can you care to elaborate to the viewers about what that is?
So Motherland Connect, my baby.
Your other baby.
My other baby. I have a child.
Very cute. Super cute.
I have a cute little 4-year-old. Yeah. So Motherland Connect, it started off very different than what it has turned into. So it started off as a nonprofit organization where we used to bring people over to Africa and different places in Africa, of course, and solely concentrate on the give back portion. And then we started to realize that we can give back here, but we can also give back to people there by providing them the experience to give back here.
Interesting.
You know, like, it's a whole different vibe. So it's one thing to obtain donations and give back, and it's another thing to be able to bring people and show people where it is that they're giving back to. So we specialize in bringing students, but we also do customized trips, adult trips, one-on-one trips, whichever it is that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. But we specialize in bringing students. And then we started off bringing what we call HBCU students. HBCU in America stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities, and they started when Caucasians wouldn't allow us to study in their schools. Yeah. So they kind of made their own schools and made their own place for them to excel. Mm-hmm. And that is where our home base is. That is where most of our support comes from, because we want people of color to be able to see the world. Yeah. And we want to make it to a way where it's affordable, it's doable, it's obtainable. Because unlike for myself, which I'm one of the lucky ones, traveling and seeing the world isn't something that is expressed and isn't promoted widely in African American homes. It's often seen as unattainable and unachievable. So we want to make it to where students and people in general know you can come back and you can see your roots and you can see different places of the world, and it can be affordable too. You know?
It's always good to know where you come from and who you are. So then how did this concept start? Did you just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to do this? Who did you speak to? How did it become a thing where people then found out about who you guys are? Because it's all good to start a business, but can you give us the insights into how you actually got it off the ground?
So funny thing enough, and it's a blessing, but I didn't start it. So I didn't originate it. I came in a few years after, and we helped it grow. So it started off by actually a South African. Her name is Lorato.
Some of your viewers rightly, because some Americans don't know how to say the names, the local names. So you said you said it pretty right. Yeah.
Wow, she would kill me if I said it wrong.
Shout out Lorato.
Okay, shout out to you, baby.
I think
and
it's
the little
Lerato.
one. Okay, now you're doing too much.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
He doing too much. So started off, Lorato started it, and it was kind of her baby. Because we used to have students travel back and forth all the time, and Lorato kind of spoke to my business partner now, Christopher Daniels, and was like, hey, dude, like, we could make this a thing. Like, this could be something that we do often. So it started off small. So it started off with us taking, like 20 students, and then now we have a group of 120 coming. So it started off small, and when I got in, it kind of helped grow the numbers a little bit. I expanded the travel side of it. Logistics, Chris got it. Like, Chris does numbers. He's phenomenal with that. The travel portion, because it's my love and my passion, I kind of take the reins on that.
So you take the admin on, like, passports, visas,
like
tickets,
all that good stuff, itineraries,
hotel stuff,
things like that. Because I'm a perfectionist, and I think that's what works. So, like, I think the reason why Motherland Connect works so well, and the reason why it is able to succeed in the way we've done in such a short amount of time, is because each person on the team knows what they're good at. And each person on the team focuses on what they're good at and accomplishes that task. It's like a puzzle piece. Like, we fit each other perfectly. And because we have that dynamic, I think that's what has been able to excel the company so far.
Yeah. So then what are some of the challenges that you guys could encounter? Because it is a business and there are ups and downs. So can you, like, elaborate on some of the challenges that you guys encounter, and how do you overcome the challenges?
One of the biggest challenges, this is going to sound crazy, people think we're a scam. Like, when people...
I can understand. Yeah, I can understand.
All the time, when people see our prices and they're like, this can't be. Like, we're going where for how much? They think we're a scam. And especially for the communities who don't know us. So the communities who know us, it's not a problem. Like, our name is known in certain areas. But for the areas where we're trying to infiltrate, it's tough. So I think for me, that's the biggest challenge, is the marketing to the communities that don't know us, the communities that don't trust us yet, and trying to gain that trust.
We hope this helps in some sort of...
I think it definitely, I think it truly definitely will, for them to see, like, hey, we're real.
Yeah, she's right here in the flesh.
I'm for real. I'm not gonna steal your money, I promise. So yeah, like that to me is the biggest challenge. I'm sure, because we work in different sectors, I'm sure Chris might tell you something different, Lorato might tell you something different. Yeah. But for me, that's the biggest challenge that I think we face.
So now, when you guys now arrive in South Africa, or wherever you guys are going, how do you guys then plan what you're going to do? Do you do the same thing over and over again? Do you only come to Johannesburg? Do you go all around the country? What is it like when I get a package deal from you guys? How's it going to work?
So we have different trips all throughout the year. So our main trip, which is the heart of the company, is our Dubai and South Africa trip. So we do a trip to Dubai for 2 days and then South Africa for 5. And as of now, we only do Johannesburg. We are looking, of course, to expand and maybe do a Cape Town and Johannesburg combo, but that would need to extend the days because we don't want it to be rushed. Like, that's something that all of our students and all of our travelers in general, because you don't have to be a student to travel with us.
That's true.
That's something that they always say. It's like, you give us enough time to take it all in. Like, there's some tour companies that you travel with and it's like, and then at the end you're like, what do we do again? Yeah, True. So I think giving them that time to kind of soak it all in. So we have Dubai and South Africa in March. Then we come back, because it's such high demand and we sell out of those trips, we come back again in May.
Oh, wow.
And then for this year, the rest of the lineup, we have Egypt coming up in June, London coming up in July, Colombia coming up in August. And then last year we did Thailand for New Year's, and we're thinking of bringing that one back because everyone loved it.
Oh, that's amazing. So are these trips only educational? Do we party? Do we meet new people? What do these trips really entail?
It's the perfect mix. Like, I think that's what I harp on when I make these itineraries. It's the perfect mix of fun, of education, of socialism, of everything. Like, I want my students to be able to go back home and they've learned a piece of the history that they were where they were. They were able to meet new people, meet new friends, not only throughout the group but also local people as well. You never know. Like, you might meet your husband. I don't know. Whatever it is that you need, I want to be able to provide it. Rudy, I might have your wife on one of my trips. I don't know, Rudy. You might have to bring you around.
Yeah, about that. I'm not looking, but very soon
okay.
I'll start looking because I'm busy with the YouTube.
When
thing.
you are looking,
Yeah.
I got you. I think I'll be a perfect matchmaker. But anyways, so we try to make sure that we include a little bit of everything, because the problem is that each traveler is looking for something different, and because of that, we want to make sure that we're giving them. Each and every person can get what they're looking for. So I'm gonna have a foodie, somebody who just wants to eat great food. I'm gonna have someone else who just wants to go to museums all the time. I'm gonna have the turn-up person who all they want to do is party. I'm going to have the history buff. I'm gonna have a little bit of everyone, and I'm gonna have the person who just wants to take dope Instagram pictures.
Yeah. I think I'd be that person.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm like so laid back and
I see you.
relaxed. So.
I definitely see you as my Instagram star. So we just want to make sure that we provide something for everyone. So we're going to party. Like in Dubai, we have an all-white yacht party.
Oh snap!
You know what I'm saying? So we have that.
Cool, yeah.
Of course,
I think I saw some photos on the Instagram page.
Yeah, and that's like the biggest highlight because they're college students, so most of them are partiers.
You know.
So that's the biggest wow of the Dubai and South Africa trip. But we make sure that we include something for everyone, so that way when you leave, you're able to say, "I came what I got. I got what I came for."
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. So now it's all America coming down.
Yeah.
Is there ever going to be something where here we can go? Because we're so forced. Like American culture is so forced on us. That sometimes we want to go there. Not necessarily me, but okay, cool. Will there ever be a trip for people here to go there?
We're working on it. That's actually one of the trips that we're working on. We're working on the South Africa to Miami trip because of that exact reason. That exact reason where we said we're always bringing these people here and we're able to come here and learn about them. Like, aren't they wondering what's going on the other side too?
That's true.
So that is something that we're working on. Stay tuned for all my people here in SA. Details are going to be dropping soon.
So, do we have to be students or can we be just anybody?
Everyday people, as long as you got some rands.
Yeah, because the rands to dollars is not a joke.
Okay.
That's why you guys are having fun because you just out here I got these dollars, yeah. All right, cool. So now we're going to go back to you and what you do. What makes you tick? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? Who are you? The human being behind Motherland Connect, all of that stuff. Who are you?
I'm a mom. I am a daughter. I'm a girlfriend.
You had to give that out because
that's his friend.
Got you, my bro.
I am. What you see is what you get. So what you're seeing here on camera isn't just a facade. This is me. I am bubbly all the time. I'm happy. I have moments where I get down, but for the most part, and I tell my family and my friends. So once you've hit rock bottom, if you've ever been at your lowest, you can't help but look up, and you can't help but see positivity in front of you, because you've already been at your worst. So when you've gone through trials and tribulations and you've overcome those things, you have to be joyful and you have to be grateful. And I think that's where I get my personality from. I think that's why I'm just so bubbly all the time.
As I was telling Leonie, because I've never met you before. This is the first time we meet. We've spoken a few times and I'm like, she's a bubbly character.
Yeah.
Do you ever get tired of being a bubbly character?
No, because it's me. It's natural. So there's times where, my students would say, my students would be like, "Oh, you're not in the mood today, huh?" No, and that's just, and it's okay. But for the most part, this is my character, and this is me. I'm always like this. I've always been. I was that child growing up, just always everywhere. Ironically, my daughter is the same way, Lord.
Oh, good luck. That's all I can really say.
Pray for me, y'all. I need all the hands out there to lay a hand on and pray for me. So this is me.
Yeah.
My passion is traveling. I love to travel, love to do it from even before Motherland Connect. I have been to close to 30-something countries, and I'm not even 30 yet. So that is my passion. That's my love. I love to make others happy. I think that is what draws me so much to Motherland Connect, and that is why I love what I do. It's because I love being able to hear my students and hear my travelers in general, even my adults. I've had some people in their 60s tell me, hey, your trip changed my life. And I'm like, your life? Because you've had a long life to live. This one changed it.
I love this lady here. You're wow.
So,
fantastic. Yeah. And then I know that when we were planning this whole conversation, you did say that you have some stuff in your personal capacity that you want to grow and plan and stuff. You want to share that for the viewers, I
just want to expand the travel portion of Motherland Connect. I think Right now, what we do is phenomenal. Like right now with the trips that we have, it's great. But I truthfully think that Motherland Connect can grow to a place where we can have trips every month. We can have multiple trips a month. And because I'm the one who plans the trips, that will mean more work on me.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't you get tired because you're traveling for long hours in the air, sleeping in different hotel rooms every couple of months?
Bed.
Yeah, so how do you keep sane?
My passion drives it. Like, I think that's the only way to put it. Like, when you're passionate about something, work doesn't feel like work. Like right now, you're working, but because you love what you're doing, this doesn't feel like work. Like we're having a genuine conversation, and you're enjoying what you're doing.
True.
When you're miserable at work, you're counting the hours. Like you're counting, like, okay, I got 5 more minutes time off the clock. I'm almost done. Time to go. Ready? You're ready to go. But when you love it, you don't have to, like, the days go by and I'm like, damn, we got to leave already. Like, oh my goodness. So that's truthfully what drives it. It's just the passion for what I do.
So, we have young people, old people that are watching. What would you tell them? Just any advice. What would you tell them?
Don't let
Because you told me some nice advice. Sorry, you told me some nice stuff. What would you tell them?
Don't let anything limit you. Like, do it. When there's a will, there's a way. And if there's a way, you can find it. And that's how I've always lived my life. Like, I've never... No, what is that? I can't. What does that mean? Those things, don't limit yourself. Like, there's things that you're going to want to accomplish. And you're going to have many people telling you no, and it's impossible. I'm sure even when you started this, people were like,
what is this?
What is this? What are you doing? What do you got going on? But you knew why. And I think as long as you know your why, everything else will fall into place.
I usually, I think it's happened to me 4 times. I usually close the episode with, wise words. But I don't need to because you've just done so. So we want to say once again, thank you so much it was a short time, but viewers and stuff.
Thank you.
We really want to say thank you for coming on to the channel and stuff. We do hope that you succeed all that you do and that you keep doing well. And you guys heard what she says, don't listen to anybody's no. You got to just keep pushing and working hard. And stay tuned for more details. We'll see how we can come up with a plan to have some of our viewers come through.
Maybe we can do an exclusive trip.
Yeah, we
just
can do that.
Viewers. That would be really dope.
We can plan something and then we can see where we can go from there.
Yeah.
Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Last time I didn't say shout out to Leonie at the back of the camera, always doing the most.
It's the truth.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for your love and your support. We almost have 500 subscribers, so let's keep pushing, let's keep supporting, motivating.
Let's hit 1K.
Yeah, why not? Exactly. So you heard that?
That's the limit. 1K, we're on the way.
Yeah. So, thank you guys. I love you guys. And I'm Rudy Samuel, and I'm signing out.